24th, 2016. If you want to follow us on Twitter, please go to CATEX TV. Well, as we've been reporting over the last 2 weeks, there have been a spate of warnings about the potential economic harms which could be caused in the event of a British vote to leave the European Union. Apparently, those harms have affected the odds that bookmakers set on the UK actually voting to leave on June 23rd. Listen to this. This is how financial trading goes on in connection with currencies. The British pound has posted strong gains today as market expectations wane somewhat of a British exit from the EU. Less than a month to go before the June 23rd vote, bookmakers have slashed their odds on a Remain vote. As of this morning, they were offering as little as 1 in 7, £1 in return for a £7 bet that Britain was going to stay, half as generous as just a couple of weeks back. The odds of a Brexit have widened to around 4 to 1 over the same time period, following a string of polls suggesting that the Remain camp is building up a sizable lead. According to a gentleman named Mark Dampier, who's the head of investment research at London-based stockbrokers Hargreaves Lansdown, he said this puts the chance of Brexit close to 20% after adjusting for the bookmakers' margins. So as a result, today the British pound was up 0.8% to a monthly high of about $1.46. This follows a poll showing that the Remain camp has a 13-point lead. It's a little tough to believe, but it seems that in fact the currency trading is being based on the odds makers' setting of the probability of Britain leaving. Coca Cola is stopping production in Venezuela after a sugar shortage has been brought on by the economic crisis that's going on there. They're going to continue to produce drinks that do not require sugar. They also indicate that they have no plans of moving out of the country. Venezuela is now teetering on the edge of collapse. Inflation is at a rate of about 720%. Hamburgers are being sold for 1,700 Venezuelan dollars, for example, or the equivalent of $170 US. The government has already restricted public sector workers to a 2-day work week and has asked Venezuelan women to stop blow drying their hair. According to the Insurance Insider, confidential loss notifications from Canadian insurers to reinsurers have added another 600 million Canadian dollars to the losses from the Fort McMurray wildfire. Those losses are now approaching about 2.8 billion Canadian. The insider is saying that TD Insurance has warned its reinsurers to expect gross claims of up to 550 million Canadian. So now, combined with the loss notifications over the last 10 days, the Insurance Insider says that their total loss accumulator for ground-up losses is about $2.8 billion. This would be far lower than the range that's come up by Applied Insurance Research Worldwide, the modeling firm. They said that the projected claims could go from $4.4 billion to $9 billion. But there are still some people out. Aviva, Desjardins, RSA, and Travelers, all of whom have significant stakes in Alberta, have not reported their claims yet, so this could still climb. There was conflicting information this morning as to the cause of the crash of EgyptAir Flight 804 in the Mediterranean. One forensics expert was saying that evidence was pointing to an onboard explosion. However, that claim was batted down by official sources saying that there have been no traces of explosives found yet. Meanwhile, it was announced that the General Insurance Corporation of India is on the ticket. They would expect to pay up to $7.5 million in connection with the crashed plane, mainly regarding passenger liability and damage to the airline. XL Catlin is the lead on that policy. Allianz, the big insurer, is warning that the African insurance industry may need to prepare for a billion-dollar loss in the future due to piracy attacks. They made this known at the African Insurance Organization conference in Marrakesh, Morocco yesterday. They said that the piracy risk still remains high, and with the mega ships that are involved with the huge cargoes of oil on board, the industry may need to prepare for a billion-dollar plus loss in the future because of the size of these ships. French investigators raided Google's Paris headquarters earlier today as part of a probe over tax payments. investigators have been probing Google's offices in central Paris since 5 a.m. Paris time. A raid is underway at Google's, confirmed a source to the French daily newspaper Le Parisien. About 100 investigators are in the offices as we speak. Google did not comment. France, Britain, and other countries have long complained about the way Google generate profits in their countries, but have their tax base in other countries where corporate tax rates are far lower. Of course, that's a current theme in the American presidential campaign. It would be interesting if the IRS began to raid offices here, especially at 5 o'clock in the morning. Riot police in Lisbon are holding back striking dock workers right now, while port operators are removing ship containers that have been stranded for several weeks because of a walkout by stevedores over pay and labor rights. Strikers were gathered outside the gates of the entrance to the main Lisbon port today, and the Riot police, clad in helmets, actually managed to hold them back while middle management went in and operated forklifts, taking things off the ship. The companies have said that they have lost about $11 million so far business interruption claims as a result of the strike. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.